Ebro in the morning. On Hot
Good morning, the
97.
beautiful Laura Styles did her hair for our guest. Rosenberg had an outfit change. It's popping in here. And Wale's in the building.
Wale.
Shine.
Young folk
Shine
Lauren.
on him.
Shine on him. When the album coming out, bro? We've been waiting.
Now.
Right now.
Yeah, right now.
Album's available.
Right now.
Tonight.
But it was another date I heard, though.
Yeah, we moved it up, man. You know, it was a little bit of adrenaline going on in the listening, but I was just like, you know what? I was just thinking on stage, I was like, I could be tripping, I could not be. But I was just like, man, just move it up, man.
Rob Markman said in his Twitter that Rob leaned over to you, was like, the people need Shine right now. And you were like, if Rap Genius says it has to happen.
I just think you know what, like where I'm at right now, I'm letting go of like certain things. Like I don't care. Like I want to really just show my fans it's about them for real. It's just about y'all. It ain't I'm trying to isolate and just have fun and just tour and do what I do and make the music I make and not worry about certain things. Like you know what I'm saying. And that's where I'm at right now. And
how much did J. Cole's verse help you on that song, False Idols?
I think it helped other people more than me, for real.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's like, oh, Wale been on this shit ever since. Nah, I've been doing this, but I think it helped a lot of other people.
Help people understand you?
It opened me and his relationship more. We closer than we've ever been at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like one of my emergency numbers. If something happened to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, that's a real friend right there.
And in that verse, though, there was talk where he was like, it felt like he was just saying to you, like, people love you, and which is a conversation I think we've all had.
Hold on real quick, though. Jump in, Ebro. I talked to my therapist yesterday, and I thought about Wale in my therapy session because she was saying to me, I was talking about how I had a bad week a couple weeks ago. The same week that I jumped out and said Kendrick's the best of all time, and I also jumped out and I defended in the wrestling situation. I was defending JBL and the JBL Morrow thing, and I had wrestling purists and rap purists all coming at me on social all the time. And I was telling my therapist that I know it's silly to get upset about what happens on Twitter, and she stopped me, and she was like, "It's not silly. That's you intellectualizing your feelings. Your feelings are what you feel." And so for many times, and I thought about Wale all the times that I see him, and I'm like, why you care about what people think? That's stupid. But we care about what we care about.
Consciously or subconsciously?
Of subconsciously, you get affected.
At some level. I've seen people that sometimes just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but that's them. That's them. Yeah, and that's great.
It's a very small percentage that truly don't care. There's some point of you that's got buttons. Some party. It could be conscious, it could be overt, it could be out in the open, or it could be some.
You do seem in a better spot now, though, than you've been in many times before.
I mean, like I said, it's a process, man. Like, you know, I just be trying to worry about what's in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I just even a big meal is in front of your face. You got to still eat it piece by piece. You can't just take it all at one time. And that's the approach that I'm taking right now. Just worry about what's in front of me because I've already had so many things happen. Bad things, like, you know what I'm saying, like personal issues and like business gone awry in the past 2 years. It's like I can't even go there. I just gotta focus on what's in front of me and just try to walk my walk. You know what I'm saying?
It seems like the MMG situation is really good right now. Like that's at least what it appears to me.
We always good. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we people, young people trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to figure everything out and. You know, sometimes I should go public. Like somebody, you know, like we just a family. You gonna argue with your people. You have brothers and sisters in school you argue with in front of your friends. Like, hey, like, ooh, oh, y'all still about to go. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna still talk on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. Like, you know, we've always been in a good place.
What and how much is your daughter playing all of your clarity? Because I know the last time we interviewed you, it just kind of had leaked out on social media that you had a baby on the way.
That's right, yeah.
And you kind of dipped out of the studio like, I ain't talking about
that made me feel bad.
Nah, I just don't want...
That was your fault, right, Laura Styles?
Because you got to understand, like, you know, I went through miscarriage, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you go through that, you kind of like, when you ready, and you go through that, you got this vision in your mind of this person, little person, like all the ideas that go through a parent's mind that go through you, you know what I'm saying? And you become one with this person, you know what I'm saying?
Even before they're here.
Yeah, and then, you know, that gets taken away from you. You like, you know, like whatever I can do to lessen this blow, if it should be God's will for it to happen again, whatever, you know, I could do, I got to do it. And that, for me, that was not speaking on it if it should happen again until it's, you know, till I can officially just hold, see, touch, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just told myself it wasn't like, not that it wasn't happening, but just don't accept it all the way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause that shit hurt, man. Like the first time it hurt, man. And that was the first haymaker I ever took in my career, in my life. Really. Well, you know, when my cousin died, that was probably, you know, a big one as well. But, you know, that was like a monumental moment, you know what I'm saying? Like, and things ain't never really been the same up here since then. So it's like at that point I was like, you know, don't talk about it. Don't just let God have his way and just, you know, pray every day about it and then be like that. So that's why I was like, man, when people bring it up, no, I don't want to. I felt like that shit was opening that shit back up every time. Like I've thought about the miscarriage more than the new birth, the new pregnancy. Every time. I thought about that. Every time somebody brought it up, I wasn't even really, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I talked to my therapist and he said, you like this. I know you know my whole story. He was like, you like this because you've dealt with disappointment so much in your life. So much disappointment. He was like, you know, from things I went through, from being locked up in 6th grade, from being released from my first contract, from artists doing this and that and the third. Like, he's like, you've dealt with disappointment your whole life. He was like, when he heard everything, he was like, that was very brutal. That's brutal. I was like, man, you just get paid to say that. He was like, bro, he just this, and that gave me perspective. He was like, yo, you don't trust nobody because you just been through a lot of disappointment. And that was one of my disappointments with the way of the world. Who you gonna be mad at? The doctor? You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing about that. So I like how I work, you know, I think a lot. So it's like that shit was eating at my mind. Like I couldn't, you know, it took me a long time to get over that, dog. A long time. And so people brought that joint up, I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they don't know what's really going on in my mind. Like, yo, my palms were sweating. Like I was really like having a panic attack. Cause I was just thinking about like, it's gonna happen again. Like, and I can't get out of my head. That's one of my own problems. I can't get out of my head when I want to sometimes.
Do you find yourself, I mean, we have daddy talk right now, you know, me and you, because we have this amongst ourselves, but I think for young fathers out there or people planning on having children, why you look down?
Not together.
No.
Well, no, but
They ain't mean together, man. Niggas listen to this show, man.
Yeah, they know, man.
Come on.
They know the dynamic of the room.
Talk about that moment though of becoming a dad for the first time, man. Talk about the feeling of being
I
able
cried.
to.
Like, you cried?
Yeah.
I fainted. I cried.
It took me like a day though because the delivery was so dramatic
Were you there?
on my side.
You were in the delivery room?
40, I got sued because of it. I missed the show. Yeah, that joint was 40 hours, man. 40 hours.
July 22nd?
The water broke on the night on the 20th or the 21st in the afternoon. It was 40 hours.
Where were you though? Were you guys together?
I was in the cause we was already past due date. So
Okay.
I'm there, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, man, I'm just gonna go to the studio because they was like, just do whatever you normally do. It's hard, but it's still
Because you don't want to leave.
every
Like-
second you think
Not for
about that
Ebro.
jump. So
Ebro's going to random parties.
Nah, man, I had to go to the launch of this website party. I promised I was gonna be there. I was back in time.
Ebro went to the stash
All right, hold
party.
on. I want to hear
Sorry.
Wale's story. Okay, so you go to the
I'm in the
studio.
studio.
Okay.
And I mean, I was just had the wine there, like I'm just rapping. I did like 4 songs that one day, and I remember I was in the booth, and her mother hit me. She was like, "You better get here." I said, "What you mean?" She said, "Get here now." I said, "Oh man." So then we went to the birth center, and then we started that clock. And 40 hours later,
Oh my God, 40
no
hours.
medicine, nothing. That's a real superhero.
Superhero.
Women can do some amazing things, man. When they not out being thoughts. No, I'm just playing out. But nah, women
Stop
could
your shit.
do some amazing shit though, for real. Like it's some different shit going on with women. Like that was crazy. 40 hours, man.
Do you what are you and your daughter watching right now? What y'all watch on TV?
I'll be trying, like she likes like the 3D looking stuff and all that. Like, but I be trying like watch what like I want her to watch. So I be putting the Jackson 5 cartoon on. I be putting that joint on all the time, man. But her favorite is Mickey Mouse Club. Mickey Mouse Club is her favorite right
See,
now.
my daughter liked Mickey Mouse until she saw him live in person at the escapades, Disney escapade, whatever
She
it
put
is.
something together.
When she saw him, she was like, I don't like Mickey Mouse. I don't like Mickey Mouse. Because the human body with the big head
Yeah,
thing.
it's too freaky, man. Like
that.
they don't need that, man. Let
I
them
don't
just
like
be regular
it. I don't.
people.
Still to this day, she'll be like, I like me. She's older now. It was maybe 8 months ago.
How
I
old
like
was she?
Mickey
How
Mouse.
old was she when she was seeing that?
Just had turned 2.
Okay.
Just had
All right, so
man,
she
about to be
she's
2.
forming
Wait,
an
you two
opinion.
Now
brothers?
she's like, I like Mickey Mouse on TV in person.
That's not Mickey.
No, that's not Mickey
Not
Mouse.
on skates.
That's not him.
I love how arbitrary children are. The line in the sand was drawn.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
It's so good.
They honest.
How old's your daughter?
She is 9 months, I believe, right now.
Okay, so she's still very early in the
Very.
deciding what
Yeah,
things
the
hold her
baby.
attention.
She's so alert, man. She's so alert. She's alert to the fact that she's nosy. To 2 things that I never thought I would see in a child that's small is being shy and being like observant. But she came out the womb like this, like just scouring the room.
Where's it at? Where's it at?
Well, yeah, she was like,
Yeah,
she was
where's
like,
it
that's
at?
dad. Okay. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like and she's still like that. She gonna go like this. If you holding her, she don't want to be. She gonna go like this. So you put it down. She gone. She out. Peace. She want to see everything all the time.
Keep feeding that, bro.
Yeah.
Keep feeding that, because that's one of the mistakes that I think some people make and parents make is we see children going in a direction and we are afraid, so we stop them.
Yeah.
Instead of
make them
trying
do
to
it.
help them
Yeah,
go
cultivate
where
what
they're
they got,
trying to
yeah,
go and
yeah,
cultivate
yeah,
that. On this album, Shine, out right now, what record should we play for people, man? I want to run through some cuts and just
Man, I don't, what you
pick a
wanna play?
record, man. There's a Major
What you
Lazer
wanna
on the
play?
album.
What you want to play?
You got Travis Scott.
Travis Scott's on the album.
We could play.
Wayne on the album.
We play Columbia Heights with J Balvin.
Let's go.
You have a song called Columbia Heights.
Yeah.
It's lit.
With J Balvin.
That's how you feel?
Yeah. It's just DC shit.
Pick up that Wale album. Why collaborate with J Balvin? Wale?
Yeah, how did you guys connect?
He cool. He cool dude,
cool.
man. Like he cool, and I think he just embodied like the vision that I have for the song. Now on the album, a lot of this is about my visions that I have in the studio as a producer, as a writer, and just bringing that to light for real. Like all the visions that I have for music, sonically, like even Fashion Week, it's different. You know what I'm saying? I ain't chasing. That's like a firm reminder that I'm not going to chase what's happening now. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Win, lose, or draw, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm not gonna chase no sound. That shit feel good. It feel right. You know what I'm saying? And the whole album is like that. From my love with Major Lasers, it's, I'm doing things that are close to my roots. Fine Girl, I'm doing things close to my roots.
And when you say your roots, you mean Nigeria?
Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And working with friends, Olamide, Wizkid, Davido, these are all my friends. G-Eazy, Wayne, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Wayne is, legend. And like, you know what I'm saying? We grew up on Wayne, you know what I'm saying? And that was one of the honors in my career to even be able to work with son.
That wasn't your first time, was it?
Nah, Nike Boost remix was, but I ain't
course.
know him. Karen Silver put that play together back then.
Okay, this
Back
time you
then.
actually worked with him.
Yeah. This time we got together, we locked in.
So you keep saying, I've heard in multiple interviews, you say, I'm not chasing the sound. That's not what I'm doing on this album. Did you do that before?
I don't think so, but I think I didn't push the envelope sonically. Is you know what I'm saying? I didn't step out of like what was perceived to be my comfort zone. I don't think so. This one I stepped out of like what people know me for. You know what I'm saying? Some of these songs are something that I probably would have wrote for somebody and gave it. You know what I'm saying? But I just kept it for myself this time.
And so what made you brave enough or secure, whatever, to
I
do
don't
it now?
think it's about brave. I just think it's just about saying what you just concentrating on your fan base. Just whatever your fans. Some people are out of touch with their fans. I feel like I could talk to mine. I feel like I got a good relationship with mine. So I'm like, all right, this is the vibe I want to do right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really thinking about a quazillion people hearing everything. Like, sometimes I write albums like hoping the whole universe hear it. This one I'm like, yo, let's tour, let's have fun, let's do this like let's do it like we did day one. I got the go-go band with me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm making it feel like we back to the core, And I feel like it's a lot like the mixtape. I got a mixtape called For Lauren that was like probably my most it was very very commercial, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is kind of similar to that in that regard, you know what I'm saying?
Send something out. Let's play something for, because we have a lot of African people tuned in, and Afro beat, Afro swing, whatever the category is, Afro pop. Mm-hmm. You've incorporated
Just add
this
the word
music.
Afro in front of the word, and it's whatever you want it to be.
Not true.
Really?
You gotta
Beat,
wait.
pop, swing?
You can't. There's no Afro trap. I
Something
don't
racist
think.
about
No
that.
Afro. Yo, I swear to God, there's Afro
Something
trap.
racist is happening. It's just uncomfortable.
You don't think there's Afro trap?
I don't think. Have I ever heard it?
I'm sure if you Google it or Twitter search it, something's gonna pop up, obviously. But
I heard there's a big Apple playlist called like
Latin trap. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
And I remember.
I hate that
And you know
title.
what I thought? I'm good.
There's some good records in
The
there.
thing is that I like the artist.
No,
just
the
I don't
artists
like
are
the
good.
name.
The
I'll be
records
like,
are good. Some
What-
of these category titles I don't like, and I just like the song.
I
Though.
don't even know. The name trap doesn't even make sense, but whatever.
Oh God, it's a whole nother can.
So it's it's a different can.
It's like a whole nother philosophical.
Yeah, it
joint.
really is.
Don't
Wait,
get
What's
me
the
song?
can
started.
of worms, man?
What? Ha!
Why would it be named trap? Like it doesn't even make sense.
Ladies and
Like-
gentlemen, you have a
Honestly,
white
you know
person
what?
saying this.
I think,
You have a
I-
white person saying
True.
this.
I heard a
Continue.
conversation that the reason I don't know if it's true, but one of the ways, because a lot of Latin rappers felt that Latin rap was deemed as corny, so they wanted to take a different approach so they can get a chance once they release their project to get a fair chance at people taking it in now.
That is true that Latin rappers have had a struggle for sure. So I get trying to figure out how
But
to.
rappers from other countries have struggles all
Rappers
the time.
rap. Yeah, rappers rap. If rap
struggle all the
rappers
time.
started in America, that's probably why. You know what I'm saying?
Grime artists,
Yeah.
struggle,
Yeah.
claim that
Yeah.
they're not getting they
Even people that speak English is people
Yeah,
that's
it's
a little
true.
resistant to. You know, rap is rap, dog. It's poetry, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it should be. It's just that's your dialect. You feel me? Like that's your dialect. You speaking to your people. That's
Right.
That's,
You rap
that's what
in
it
your
should be.
dialect,
Yeah,
it's
that's what it
just
should
rap.
be. It shouldn't be. We shouldn't even really be able to judge Latin rap, Americans. I mean, this to you, we not. That's not our language. You can't judge a book written in another language. You know what I'm saying?
So what should we play right now?
Let's get that fine girl rocking one time.
Let's go.
It felt good.
Lord, this is
Wale's on.
joint.
Pick up the album Shine. Wale, in the past you've had some back and forth with journalism, media, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Feels like all of that is way behind you, and the frustrations that you had as an artist in the past are way behind you.
I don't think I'm as fatigued with media. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm as like, cause you know, we used to have to do 70 interviews a day. You know what I'm saying? Now that the big boys are stepping up and like, we going, this is it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not as fatigued no more. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a big deal. Like,
Well, isn't that you blowing up though?
nah, I mean, I
Because
just,
when you were young, it's like we got to hit every single blog, but now you can choose to do the big outlets.
Right.
I think there's been more of a separation. You got the bigger ones and you got the ones that you probably, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think, but I don't know. I ain't necessarily in media.
That is an interesting point, though, too. We just said this the other day. It just dawned on me the other day that I never go to a blog anymore. I didn't really think about that.
That's
Blogs
true.
ended.
They haven't ended, but I just think that, like I
This
said,
is on the gram.
some
now.
people have went up, and then it's like, all right, and then plus, you know, a lot of us came up together, or we have relationships where it's like, oh man, like you only want to talk to people that you know at some point, like people that you feel comfortable with and stuff like that. Sometimes, you know,
Mark my words, we're moments away from the word blog being retro. Won't even be a word people know anymore. Member blogs?
I believe that.
They're going to go member blogs?
I believe that.
It'll be a thing that was a 7-year window, never existed again.
I believe
You mean
that.
a website?
Maybe.
because I feel like
It's
it's
a
so
website.
fast, dog. It's so instant, man. Like everything's so fast. Music is so fast. Emotion is so fast. You know what I'm saying? Love, love, hate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
know.
in a course of a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like because it's just like, man, I like this. This is new. Boom. Tuesday, I love this. And it's all over the timeline. Everybody's loving it. I'm not feeling it as much. By Friday. Sunday, I'm sick of this shit. I've
Right,
seen it
2
all
weeks
the
later,
time.
it's
Hate
old.
it.
I hate
Hated
Yeah,
it.
Exactly.
2 weeks later, it's old.
What are you supposed to do with Facebook now? I know you're not a big Facebook guy.
I've never been on Facebook.
Like look how my bad to cut you
No,
off.
please.
Look how movies is like. Them Jones in the theater for like 2-3 weeks now.
It's dead. Well,
And then
movies
they
are
in the
dead.
hotel. You be in the hotel or on the plane, be like this shit is in the plane right now already.
Yeah, I just
That's so
saw
quick.
that never was the case.
Think
back
about
then.
think about how I feel to make $100 million movie. And that motherfucker, and then you got a movie like Moonlight right next to that joint that costs like 15 cents. And that joint
15
blow you out the water. And that joint blow you out the water. You like, your whole world, you ain't even recoup shit. And them niggas in the green like shit, laughing like shit, getting Oscars and all that. And it's like that. They both in the motherfucking in aisle 7 at Shoppers in 2 weeks. They both are because it's
know.
just everything's so instant. That's the best movie, the past 5 years. They saying like, so that joint is right there. It's instant. It's like no matter how great it is, no matter what it is, it's just gonna be quick.
Let's talk about something important. I'm sorry.
Okay.
What honestly, tell the people, how much time per day do you watch wrestling, either new or old?
I don't. You know what?
Are you just reading?
Like if I got a flight or something and I'm trying to like just turn my brain off, I listen to Meltzer. I love Dave Meltzer joint because that's like my turn off switch from the whole industry.
That's a wrestling journalist podcast, like hearing the news.
It's just like hearing the news, but it's just like, they talk about MMA, they talk about WWE, they talk about TNA, everything. So I just be like,
But you don't
because I
wait-
can't listen to music. I'm like, I don't even at this point because right now I'm starting to really get into production. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm hearing like sounds, mixes, strings, arrangements, and all that. I got to turn it off. I got to turn it off because when I hit it, I hit it hard. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm working on the Go-Go album and producing and all that. So I'm hearing things. I'm coming up with ideas. I can't even chill. I can't hear music in passing without thinking about something.
You're working on a Go-Go album right now.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a full Go-Go album.
Yeah. But and how we put the music out is it's up to me. You know, I'm working with Pharrell on that. You know, we already started working on some stuff, and I'm also working with UCB a lot. I've been talking to Backyard about some things. So,
what have you thought about what features you would get for that?
No, the music is the first thing. The music is the first thing because like Go-Go, how I present it right now, it could really affect the culture. You know what I'm saying? People outside.
Wale, you have an opportunity to do the biggest thing that's ever been done with it. I mean, that's people may not like that, but that is the truth. I mean,
why wouldn't they like it?
Well, because
and when you say big, you mean mass.
Yes,
biggest
mass.
audience.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why that's the pressure though in coming up with it because it's like, do you give people a tablespoon or you give them a teaspoon? You know what I'm saying? Do you go all out? This is the middle of the Go-Go, the peak hours of the Go-Go. This is what it sound like from track 1 to 10, or do you be like, this is how it sounds like? Give them the whole, you know what I'm saying? The whole roller coaster. Like, how hard do you go with the sound sonically? I'm talking about straight sonics. Like, is these congos too hard? These timbales too hard? Like, do we use a computer version of this sound? Do we use a real version of this sound? These are things right now that I'm really trying to educate the world on a whole genre that really never been commercialized, or if it has been, it's been 30 years since Sardines came out.
I'm not talking about straight up national records like The Butt or Water Dance, but for DC, what do you think's the biggest true Go-Go record of all time?
And Sardines. No, Pump It Up. Trouble Funk, probably, right? Or Sardines, or
and Paul Gambino.
Yeah, and what's the Chuck Brown joint that Denelli used?
It's getting the shit that he used for Hot in Here.
Yeah, that's big too. I'm drawing.
What about? I'm talking about like straight up the ones that stayed regional though. Like you think Overnight Scenario?
Well, you know what though? All right, that's a good thing you said that. Ebro, like sonically, right? If you're doing a Go-Go album, right? Do you go the route of Sardines and shit like that? You call and response, Channy and band, or do you go A Marie, One Thing? Because that, to me, in my opinion, that joint is 90% Go-Go.
Yeah.
That beat.
And I would say this. I would say when I think of Go-Go, and I'm not at all nowhere near as educated on as you guys, but it was always the sound for me. First, it sounded very African, which is why I loved it, and then obviously the brass parts of it and the big band parts. The parts that are relative to other formats, if you notice, those are the records that always got the biggest, where you could put an R&B chord or vocalist on top of.
When you hear One Thing, right, or Rich Harrison Productions, he did One Thing.
Beyonce's joint,
Crazy Love, and Sugar Mama, all that. So when you hear that, let's just use One Thing as an example. Do you how much Go-Go would you say percentage wise? You've been somebody from the outside that don't really know it. How much would you be like, this is Go-Go?
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't call that Go-Go?
No, you would. Once you know, but if you don't know, you wouldn't
even know that. Even that Ludacris, shake your money maker, everybody wanna. Yep. That's Go-Go. That's all 100% Go-Go.
And for you, so
they're just studio. They're just computer. What they call it? They're not authentic instruments. It's a beat,
electronic version.
Yeah, it's electronic joints. They're not real.
So instruments. For the audience, what defines Go-Go versus not for you?
It's okay. Go-Go's so different now because when I was young, it was like, Junkyard, all that, and then, Backyard and UCB was the biggest bands when I was young. You know what I'm saying? Red Essence was a little bit older. And then like, I'm still like a child of like bounce beat era when TCB was coming up. So Go-Go changed. So it's like a genre. It's like Sardines, Pork and Beans, Chuck Brown. Then you got the young niggas coming up, the timbali heavy, and it's a bounce, and it's like that's when Beat Your Feet came out and all that. So it's a big genre that y'all don't know about. Then another baby genre came up under that. And they coming up. So they like this and this. So it's like, comparing like maybe so like Young Thug when Jay-Z, or like, like a Future and Nas and shit like that. Like,
it's all hip hop, but it's different.
Yeah, it's another genre.
And so does the name Go-Go more speak to the fact that A, it's from DC, and B, it's played in a party a certain way and celebrated a certain way?
It's a sound.
And it's a certain party too. I mean, a Go-Go is a party. It's a music and a thing.
Yeah, you go into the Go-Go, you go see back, whatever. But like, it's age though, just like hip hop, just like Jeezy and Nas and Rose. Like, it's age. and now it's aging a little bit more sophisticated. Go-go the same way. It's aged. So like for real, in a perfect world, go-go would have been presented to the world in the 90s, the mid-90s, when that shit was like, it was right there. It was right in the middle.
When Backyard and RE,
and when they was in their
End
prime,
of Junkyard.
they still do numbers though. They still do numbers every 4 times a week. Sell out every show, like Backyard, all these bands.
And why didn't it go mainstream?
We'll never know.
Well, that's the
No,
thing.
no.
I had this conversation. I had Big G up here a while ago, and Big G is arguably the most, top
Right
three,
on the Chuck, right on the
top
Chuck.
top
probably,
two,
right on the
three
Chuck.
most important
and
figures.
notable,
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
you know him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you'd recognize him from The Wire and different
Yeah.
things like that. Actor, etc. Renaissance man, incredible life story. But we talked about that, and it's a gift and a curse that go-go never left. In one sense, it sucks because there's money to be made and a culture to spread. And in another sense, there's something kind of beautiful about it. And it's like this real piece of like American culture that has stayed in this place. There is something special. And the only places where people truly get it are in DC and these collectors that exist in Europe and Japan who get everything. But besides that,
you gotta go there to know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the probably the biggest things. Like somebody can be like, I don't want to get it, I don't get it. I don't like it. You go one time, you can be like, oh yeah, this is my vibe. I like this. So that's been another thing. And another issue probably will be that there was a lack of original content around
a lot
that
of
time.
covers.
There's a lot of covers. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand, these are bands that have 4 shows a week and got regular jobs. They don't got no time to be sitting there writing music all day. These are real people. They're street dudes, or they work at a school, or do that and the third.
And think about how dope it is. If there's a band you love and you go to the Go-Go that night, and in addition to their songs that you know, the song that's been popping for the last 2 weeks on the radio, they perform.
Go-go
Yeah,
version.
yeah,
The
that's-
go-go version.
So they probably at
Yeah.
work listening, knowing the words. Like I got a show tonight. You know what I'm saying? Get
Yeah,
their
let's hit
bag.
that. Let's
Get their
hit-
bag. We gonna hit this song and boom, boom, boom. And that's it.
Have you heard Hello blew up, the Adele.
Yeah,
you know there was
yeah.
an Adele, a go-go version of Hello in DC
Yeah.
that made it to all like genres of radio. Blew the
Miss
fuck up.
Kim did that.
And who
joint.
did it?
Miss Kim. She sung that joint. No, it was back.
Backyard.
I'm
It was
sorry.
back.
I'm sorry.
Back- it was a Backyard remix.
It was backyard remix.
But it was
she
resung.
did the other joint. The other one. Was it Kelly Clarkson or whatever?
I don't even know if that's...
She did the other one. That's the one I'm forgetting. Money.
Well, another pop record?
Pieces of it. Yeah, that joint. So that was a big. That was Kim, right? That was Miss Kim. And back did the Dale joint. That joint was on the radio every 5 minutes. There was no song on urban radio bigger than that joint. None. By a mile.
You got a go-go record on the Shine album? Anything close?
I don't think everything go-go that I've been recording is for
this
that
go-go
project.
project.
Shine right now is just like different emotions, different feelings. Like, you know, me having fun with what I do in the studio, having studio parties, writing on the spot. I wrote everything on the spot in this album. Like I didn't write nothing on the plane or write nothing. I just wrote everything while I was in the studio. I was in the moment, whatever I felt for that day.
Do you think it's a good time for you, the where things are going, like Ebro was saying, with Afrobeat, these up-tempo sort of records? That's sort of been some shit that you've been on for a minute.
Yeah.
So does that make it a good time for you to drop right now? Or did you feel like in the moment when things started blowing up?
I make too much music daily to not even, I couldn't even hold this album off no more because I gotta keep making music. I don't even really know what to do for fun. My hobby is my job. You know what I'm saying? So I just keep making stuff. You know what I'm saying? So even like when I made this album, I kept writing. I got like so much music tucked away.
Your hobby is also going to wrestling shows.
Every once
What
in a while.
happened to
the big four.
sneakers? What happened to sneakers?
I just think that joint got, it's just getting too out. It's just, I'll be looking at like, yo, y'all not even, I don't even know. Y'all don't got no SBs, no silver boxes, no pink boxes, no original Jones, no Coach JPs, none of that. And they just anointing these new sneaker people that just got their parents' credit card in the eBay account. Like, I don't like, it's just weird to me, man. But rather than just being that joint, being bitter, I just like my stuff and I don't even post stuff
That's
like
the problem
that
with the culture that is, though, dictated by the amount of money you have.
It's
Right.
true
Sneaker
because
culture
before
can
it
be
was
wrong.
about
No.
A lot of time before it was about the dig though, because I remember when I was in it was about the dig.
You can
to
get
go find it.
you can get an $80 pair of Dunks. Technically, SBs is like $90, but the resale, the A La Souls and
The resale
Sandhouse,
market is
everything.
ridiculous.
And that was back then though, And then it's like it was like a community. You go to the sample sales. We used to go to Columbia to go to the sample sales. You know what I'm saying? So.
But in your hobby, in your brain, wrestling has definitely surpassed sneakers for you.
Yeah, because I love the improv. I love the storylines that are that are out in the open and the ones backstage. That was a joint. Those make it even. Those are real ones. People
Right.
don't realize and the lines are being blurred like now. So, and I think that's.
Who do you think
it's good? It's good to turn. It's good to just shut all this stuff off. And I needed something. Like I don't like building stuff. I don't like painting. I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't really trying to get into fashion OD. Like I just need something I could just be like, turn this off. This is what I'm looking at. It is what
Even
it
though
is.
the funny thing is he's saying turn this off, but when I've sat around with him and he gives ideas, Wale has a shockingly good wrestling mind from a creative standpoint. Like his creative thoughts on wrestling are.
But
It sounds amazing what you guys are saying.
That
Your
helps me
wrestling
as a
mind
writer
sounds
though
incredible.
in film.
like a
though.
novella.
Like, you know, I'm writing. I'm doing like scripts and stuff. I'm writing film and stuff like that. So, but like how they operate and stuff, it's really like a soap opera. It's like
It's
like
100% a soap opera.
and it's just like
100%.
and it's
Yeah.
live. You know what I'm saying? So it helps me as far as writing and stuff like that, and it helps me as a performer when I'm like looking at like when I'm performing like on something with a hard camera and stuff like that. It's like some small nuances that I'm starting to pick up on.
Yo, you know what I saw last night? I saw a Vice special on Nollywood.
No, Nigeria.
Yeah.
I gotta see that. I gotta see that.
Nigeria. You
It's
know how there's
popping in
Bollywood.
Nigeria.
No. But Nollywood is killing.
No, it's
Ebro.
popping.
Like crazy town.
Nah, yeah.
Like
People don't even understand the languages. They just love how like animated people be
Yeah,
are in a
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
So,
But
in
it's
Miami,
cool.
they got a whole lot of people that's buying them joints and all that. Them Haitian movies
Yep.
and Nollywood movies, all that.
And the people were saying, it's just stories from us by us. And we just kind of support, each other instead of all
But
spending
that's
all this
dope.
money on these bigger films. Like we
That's
want to
dope.
we want to see our stories, especially Nigerian stories. It was
Were
so
you,
animated.
I know you say you don't listen to music much. Did you get to hear the Kendrick album or no?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
It's dope. It's dope. I think it's very monumental for the time we in right now.
Why do you say that?
I think that he's a voice, you know what I'm saying, for our generation or this. Like this, you can't even say generation now, things are so fast, but he's a voice for this period in time. You know what I'm saying? It's his time. It's his time right now.
You give him like Rosenberg did. He's one of the greatest MCs to do it.
I mean, he got 3 albums plus another one they don't count, but
Right.
it's still really
Plus
good.
Section 80.
I think I'm coming from a technical aspect, like enunciation, mixing, and all like how good like the shit we grew up on. He nailed all of those. You know what I'm saying?
Song structure, ideas, concept, a complete thought of an album.
Always been
clarity.
That has always been a good thinker though. You know what I'm saying? Like he thinks a lot too. He might even probably overthink. But then you got a guy like Brock, the dude. Brock being there, John probably because me and Brock did album about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Brock is very like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's a good mix. And I think with Damn, like he hit everything on the head. He was like, man, like he was. I feel like I got like a kind of a pro-black vibe of his first 2 albums, or like a, like more of a. Now he's just like, man, anybody can get like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm still on my. It remind me of like the shit in the Bay, like the Black Power shit,
Yeah.
but he's a rapping version of that. You know what I'm saying? And a nigga like me always gonna appreciate stuff like that because I've always been. Saying some of them things. So I'm all for it.
What is the role? Okay, this is a great behind the scenes bit of nerdery. You like backstage talk. Brock, who's like an A&R, does everything, works with a TDE a lot, and worked with you. What did Brock do on like album About Nothing, for example?
He brought Dahi. He brought me Dahi. Dahi's one of my favorite producers.
So he will bring an artist. He'll bring other artists.
But
to
the
table,
thing
too.
about it is, Brock sets a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I deal with a lot of anxiety. I deal with that, bro. Like, so when you make an album with me, like. Sometimes I might be like a little bit antsy. Like he just gotta, some people just gotta like a spirit with them. You know what I'm saying? And like Dallas do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Dallas, he do his thing. And like he has his style, and then it works very well with myself and Meek and the whole crew. But as far as Brock, I feel like Brock and Kendrick work because of that. You know what I'm saying? And, like because Brock is very calm, very like it's all good. He said something about Brock in that joint doing yoga and shit like that. Like,
he said that. I didn't even hear
Brock
that.
doing wearing sandals and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just got a vibe with him. And I think that's just good for some artists. Some artists need a different vibe though.
Wale's album Shine is available. Let's take us out of here with
right
a
now.
record. We
Right
covered
now.
everything with
Right
Wale.
now.
I mean, we kind of.
Yeah, man. The album's called Shine. It's 15 songs of greatness. Ebro's
Right.
drawing blank, but I got it right now.
Yeah, we talk about his tour already. Kevin.
Make
Come
sure
on.
you get that. Listen to that
Come on,
100 times.
His tour's selling out, man.
Go send
People
me-
can't even get tickets no more.
Go send me some pictures. Go send me some pictures of the album. I see you on the road, man.
What was the tweet about the DJs, man? I want to go back to that.
Oh, that did blow up.
You tweeted that. Let me look for it. Hang on one second.
It was WrestleMania weekend.
Yep.
What was happening with DJs for you that made you tweet that?
What was
And you were like, respect the DJs, the new and the old.
Oh,
and-
yeah, no, because, okay, DJing used to be like a true art form. Like having rhythm. It's like playing an instrument. You know what I'm saying? Like getting it, lining that motherfucker up, getting the joint, knowing the knowledge of the record, making it sound different. Telling the story with the vinyl, telling the story with the CDJ, telling the story. You know what I'm saying?
When to get in, when to get out.
Be like, when to get in, whether to get out, what the people going to know, how you going to teach the people something new, how you going to provide a new experience. Now it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dog, DJ used to be like the voice of every song. Like, this is the hot shit. This is the new shit. This is my own stuff. This, you know what I'm saying? It ain't really like that no more. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? This is who I know. These are the records that are working right now.
And then I think Scotty just showed it to me, if I read it right, if that's the one. You went on to say the rapper is not more important than the DJ.
It never started off. If DJ was more important off the break. Yeah. So, the rapper should not have been more important than the DJ. You know what I'm saying? With the way the game is evolved, you can understand it. But, the DJs that matter, that's really breaking records, taking chances, and pushing the culture forward, and not just, a slave to what they think is gonna work or think that's gonna keep them popping and all that. Like, those are the ones that's really, that's DJs. The other ones is just record players.
Wale, ladies and gentlemen.